Hey guys, what I'd like to do today is talk to you about the subject of selling. Now, when it comes to selling, whether it be you're a business person or you're in a customer services or whatever it may be, you can definitely apply exactly what I'm going to say, and it will, I promise you, transform your sales. But don't stop here if you think, oh, it's only for salespeople. There's completely different as well. This is about you and it's about everyone. You see, in life, we're always selling ourselves to a certain degree. We're selling ourselves to potential partners, we're selling ourselves to our clients, we're selling ourselves to our friends, we're selling ourselves to our employees, or employers in fact, to be a certain way, to come across in a certain way. So I don't want you to consider the word sales as a negative thing here. I'm really about how you bring yourself out to other people. So this will absolutely transform your potential relationships, your present relationships, whether it be with a partner, a friend, family members, or even if you are in business. It's going to be really, really vital to learn. No matter where you are, this is going to be fantastic. I promise you. And this is something that I do. In fact, it's how I built up my business, and it's how I communicate with people when the people go onto my seminars and courses. Now, one thing when I do on my courses and seminars, I do usually a bit of an introduction, but then I actually say, what do you want? What do you want from this seminar, which if you had, would allow you to transform your life to such a level you would think those 2 days were the best days of your life because you got something out of that seminar. And that's the audience participation part. They let me know what they want. And to me, that is the best way to transform sales when it comes to business, and also when it comes to friendships and family and partners. You see, we get into the mindset of thinking of trying to sell ourselves in a certain way, to sell ourselves how we think people would like to see us. So let's just break it down when it comes to relationships, because this is one of the biggest things I have noticed when I've worked with couples. Now, when it comes to relationships, if you're in one already, this is going to be fantastic for you. I've worked with people, and like I said, with couples, and there's been a massive communication differences where it gets to the point where you're trying to sell your own reality strategy of what love is. So you may think for yourself personally, if you're one of those people, that you say or you show your love to your partner by maybe buying certain things. It could be flowers, it could be like holidays, it could be small little gifts, and that's the most wonderful intention. It's a great idea, really. But let's just say that partner, that's not how they perceive what love is. They may perceive love by certain words or a certain touch or a certain smile. It could be completely different. And when I've worked with these people, they've been saying, well, I always treat my girlfriend or my husband or my partner in this way. I'm always doing things for them. But when I speak to the partner, they don't see that because that's not their love strategy. It's completely different. So the best thing to do in relationships is to ask, how do they know that they feel loved? And when you ask that question, and just be very blatant about it, because end of the day, you want to be able to show them your love for them. So you're coming from a place of absolute integrity and absolute honor because you want to show love. But if you're trying to show love in your reality, your strategy for love anyway, and it's mismatching theirs, despite you're doing all these wonderful things, you're going to cause problems for yourself, and you're going to cause problems for the relationship. But this way, by overtly asking them, how do they know that they feel loved? You'll find out their criteria, because we all have different criteria of how we know that we're in love. And by doing so, you'll be able to fulfill that criteria. You begin to find out what makes them feel love, and you can fulfill their strategy for it. And that means you're truly connecting, and you can do it vice versa. So that's a great way of transforming your relationship. And if you're getting into a relationship, you want to be able to find out their interests. Because usually when I've worked with people try to show off and say what they're about. And they try to actively and definitely unconsciously sell themselves in a certain light. But it's not about you as a person. Everyone wants to have the experience of being listened to and have interest taken in them. It's that one of those things that we like to be talking about ourselves. But when it comes to getting in relationships, we're talking about ourselves. And the key is to be able to ask the right questions when it comes to getting into a relationship. So you want to find out what their interests are to see if you've got that connection with them. And you want to be able to enter their model of the world and then begin to communicate in a far more profound way, because you're truly understanding their essence. You're understanding their personality. When it comes to careers, you want to be able to find out how you know that the job you're going for is going to be right for you and you're going to be a good fit. So you're going to ask your employer, or your future employer, what qualities are needed when it comes to doing this job role profoundly. And then you know where to put your intention, because then you'll be satisfying their perception of what they want in that organization. First of all, you'll be able to say, well, it resonates with me or it doesn't resonate with me, so I'm not going to take the job. But if it does resonate with you, that means you're both on the same playing field. So it's not about you just trying to prove to someone else, whether it be in a relationship, whether it be getting into a relationship, whether it be with your friends, whether it be trying to get a job, trying to just sell yourself in every way. You want to be able to ask the questions. You need to be conscious of what people want and how they understand their own reality when it comes to whatever it may be, getting in a relationship, having a friendship, and what have you. Because when you begin to understand their strategy, you'll be able to be on their wavelength and you can sell yourself. And I say that in a most wonderful way, not in this, oh, I'm going to manipulate. Because let's put it this way, if you're going to try to use this stuff to manipulate, you're going to get found out. That's just the way it works, because you're not being authentic. So when you do this in such a way where your intention is to satisfy someone else's criteria or values, or how they know that they're loved, or how to fulfill that job criteria, you are going to profoundly connect with that person and satisfy their own internal strategy. And that's how I work with my clients. I figure out what their reality is. I'm not going to say, well, if someone's got depression or anxiety, I'm going to use the exact same process as the last few people, because everyone's unique. And as I said, there's how I've built up my business. And it's all geared for helping people. And to do that, in the beginning, I used to always ask questions. What do you want from me? And when I get my emails in, I begin to understand. In fact, this video is being produced because someone asked about selling. Yes, I've gone a lot broader and a lot wider, because that's so important, and we can really branch that out into relationships and into any situation rather just in sales. But let's just take sales as well. No one likes to be sold that well when it comes to business, because they're already hesitating. They have an idea of what they want in their mind, and it feels very uncomfortable if you're being sold to in their own reality and their whole mindset of what they think is good for you. When it comes to selling to people, you have to understand them fully and completely. So you ask, well, how do you know, or how will you know when you've got your desired outcome, or how will you know that this product will fit you? And they'll say, well, because it will have flexibility, or it's got to be in this certain color, or it's about the long life of it, it's about the cost, it's about the price, it's about all these different criteria they're going through. Now, if you just try to sell them in your reality, you will lose them as a client, because they feel there's that disconnect there. But when you truly connect to someone and understand their internal requirements when it comes to selling in business, you will thoroughly and completely satisfy their needs. And that's where integrity comes into it, because if you understand how they know they've got the best product for them and don't deliver it, you've lost your customer. That's just the way it works. However, in other words, that's how you will do this in a very negative way, a deceiving way, and lose a customer for life, get a bad reputation, because that's how business works. Now, as I said, however, if you understand exactly what they want and their internal criteria to the product that you're selling, you will be able to fulfill that criteria and get them the right product for them. Therefore, they will, number one, be truly appreciated, respected, and understood. They will get that at a conscious and unconscious level, that you truly understand them. And then second of all, you will be able to provide the service to get their needs. So consider what their needs are. When it comes to relationship, consider what their needs are when it comes to their ideas of what love is or how they feel satisfied. And you can fulfill their needs because you're coming from that place of love. In business, you're coming from a place of integrity and you want to be able to give a great product. So you want to make sure that your client gets the best product for you. I get lots of questions or emails every day saying, what product is right for you? Or what free podcast? Or what CD? What download should I use? And I will find out. I usually ask certain questions so I get more information if they're a bit vague, because I don't want to give them something which won't resonate with them. So I look and understand and try to question them to really make sure that I can satisfy exactly what they want. And that's how my business has grown, is really understanding what my clients want from me, what my customer base wants, what my podcasters want, what my people on my Android app, iPhone app, BlackBerry and Windows 8, all those type of things. I'm always listening. I don't always have the time to reply to my emails because Sarah has to take a lot of that on, and she does an amazing job in doing so in the exact same way that I like to do it myself. But I do read the feedback and I do get the questions, and I will reply as often as I can, because that's what interests me. I am totally interested in you. I'm interested in what your needs are, what your desires are, so I can then come up with a new mindset for you, or hopefully some wisdom and some knowledge to be able to shift you from where you are to where you want to be. But if I were just to throw loads of things out there and just hope that they resonate, then I'm not going to be very successful in what I do. It's just the way it works. So what I do is I try to understand exactly what they're going through and ask the right questions so I can point them in the right direction, or produce an audio video exactly like this. Like, as I said, this is what I'm doing for this video. Someone asked me about sales. I'm broadening it out because that's very important on this subject. But I want you to understand that the more you understand about people, the people you connect with, your clients, your friends, your relationships, rather projecting your own stuff and your own criteria, because that's going to just go over their head and they're never going to be fulfilled. But as you get outside of your own perception of what you think's good for them, or what you think love is, or what you think the best product is, once you put that to one side and then ask the questions and be overt about it, say, I want to make sure that I can satisfy you when it comes to how you know you feel loved. Or as a client, I want to be able to understand what will make this one-to-one session the best session in your life. On seminars, what will make this seminar the biggest breakthrough you'll ever have? That way I can cultivate my seminar, I can cultivate my session. In relationships and friendships, I can truly understand what allows them to feel certain ways. And because I'm integral, I will do my very best to satisfy them, because I'm coming from that heart place. I'm coming from that intention of wanting to help someone. So that's so important when it comes to selling. As I said, we are always in the business of selling, whether you like it or not. Whether you do it consciously or just unconsciously, it's something that we do. Change your word from selling, but ultimately that's what it is. We're selling ourselves in friendships, in relationships, in our career, to be able to show people who we are in this world. However, put yourself to one side, truly connect with someone and ask them, how do they know that they feel X, Y, Z? Or how will they know that this job will be so profoundly fulfilled? That means you're honoring their internal reality. And there's nothing greater than that. Honoring their internal reality. When you do, you transform them. You get that friend for life. You can have that most beautiful and wonderful relationship. Even, it's just come to my mind actually. Think about your behaviors when it comes to your goals and dreams. Think about what your truest values are when it comes to living a profound life, a loving life, or maybe an exciting life, or whether it be in your job, your career. Understand about yourself what makes you move, what makes you most joyful. Those are your values. The more you understand about your own values, the more you'll be able to find out what you're doing when it comes to the world and your behaviors and the job that you're in. I've met lots of people when in 5 minutes they've actually said, by doing a process like that, they understand why they've had so many bad relationships, why they've had so many bad jobs, because they're not even fulfilling their own criteria. So when it comes to personal development, also consider what your truest values are, what your truest qualities are. And then you can begin to develop behaviors or opportunities in the world which will fulfill them. So it could be looking for jobs or careers, your own business maybe, doing what you love most. That way, you're truly living an abundant life. But as I said, the main intention for this video and this audio was really to understand those around you. Connect with people on that deep level. Because when you do, you will transform yourself and you'll transform those around you. So have a great day, and I'll speak to you soon. Many thanks and goodbye.